name is Yermaya Durrani, and I invite you to join me on a journey of personal improvement. Today I want to share some ideas with you on how you can bolster your immune system. The reason why I want to share these ideas is because we're living in the middle of a global pandemic right now. And if there's anything that we can possibly do to make it so that we can keep our body out of harm's way and stay as healthy and safe as we possibly can, I think we should consider doing it. I want to specifically share some ideas with you on how you can strengthen your immune system by just getting more sleep. I want to talk about how important sleep is to your immune system. I want to talk about some benefits that you can get just from sleeping more. I'm not talking about oversleeping, but I'm talking about getting an adequate amount of sleep. I'm going to discuss some pitfalls that can come in the way between you and having a proper night's sleep. And then I want to talk about some best practices and some actions or strategies that you can take to make sure that the sleep that you get is as powerfully refreshing as it possibly can be for you. Okay. So before I get into it, I just want to say that, I'm not a doctor. If you're considering making any drastic changes to your lifestyle, please do consult a physician. One thing I can tell you is that I've had a lot of sleepless nights, in the past myself, right? That's one of the reasons why I went looking for this kind of information so that I could sleep a little bit better. And I'm hoping that some of these tips and tricks, that I've picked up can be useful for those of you that are watching this video right now, okay? Adequate sleep is one of the best gifts that you can give yourself. And most people are more susceptible to illness if they're not sleeping properly, okay? They're more susceptible to illness, and it can take them longer to recover from illness if they're not getting proper sleep, okay? So let's get into it. I want to talk about the benefits of getting a good night's sleep, obstacles that come in the way between you and sleeping properly, and some best practices to consider when trying to come up with actions that you can take to improve your sleep. Let's get to it. All right, so first of all, the benefits of getting a good night's sleep, okay? So aside from talking about our immune system, so obviously it improves our immunity, and the function of our immune system. The reason why is because our immune system actually gets a rest, okay? And is able to take a break. All of the cells that the immune system uses to go out there and find pathogens like flu viruses and things like that, those cells get an opportunity to rest as well, which they very much need, okay? Especially right now, where we might be in a hyperactive sort of an environment where there's flu season coming up, as well as this COVID-19 pandemic that we're in the middle of, okay? So that's obvious. That's what this show is all about, or this series is all about, I should say, is how getting more sleep can improve your immune system. But I want to specifically talk about other benefits that you can get from just sleeping a little bit better, okay? So this is not like a drastic change to your lifestyle or anything, but if you make a few adjustments, you'll sleep better, and the benefits of sleeping better are tremendous. And that's what I'm going to go over right now, okay? So aside from strengthening your immune system, benefit number one, weight loss, okay? So I know that this doesn't necessarily ring a bell right away that, okay, sleep, weight loss, it doesn't seem like those two are connected, but there is a connection, because lack of sleep gets your body to release a hormone that makes you hungry. This more hormone is called ghrelin, okay? And lack of sleep also decreases a hormone in your body that actually makes you full. So there's this one hormone that makes you hungry, so you get hungry. It increases the amount of that hormone. So, okay, you're going to be looking for food. And then there's this other hormone that is supposed to make you full, but your body decreases the production of that if you're not sleeping enough. So that's a bad combination. You're hungry, but you don't end up getting full. That means that you're going to overeat, and maybe one of the reasons why you're, headed to the fridge late at night for that midnight snack is because you haven't been getting enough sleep. Okay, and I'm not just talking about hours of sleep, but I'm also talking about quality of sleep. And we'll get into some strategies about that in a little bit. Okay, the next benefit is that you'll have a stronger heart. Heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, these kind of things, are one of the major causes of death in North America. And one of the reasons for that is because lack of sleep causes cortisol levels in the body to rise. So cortisol is basically a stress hormone, that goes up when we're under stress. So if you're not getting enough sleep and the cortisol levels in your body are rising, what that means is that you're going to be more susceptible to heart attacks, and you're going to have, higher blood pressure, right? And these things are not very good for your heart at all. And you can just correct that by sleeping properly. Okay, getting better sleep and sleeping an adequate amount of time. Another benefit of sleeping properly is you're going to be in a better mood. Okay, so you're going to have more energy and you're going to be in a better mood. You know the saying, waking up on the right side of the bed, that feeling that you've had when you woke up and you know what, you just felt great that day. Well, chances are you probably had a really good sleep. And the goal should be to wake up feeling like that every single day. Because if we're in a good mood, we're going to be able to execute on our objectives and our actions, be doing better at work. Our relations with people are going to be better, and we're just going to enjoy life more. We're going to feel better. How we feel is how we perceive our life. How we feel is our life, So if there's something that we can do to make ourselves feel better, right? That's not like a narcotic or something. If there's something that we can do that has no side effect, makes our health improve and makes us feel better, we should definitely look into it, okay? And then obviously being rested means that you're going to have more energy. You're going to be able to go. You're going to be more productive, right? In order for me to be able to work full-time on my job and part-time on my dreams, I have to try and manufacture energy from every single place that I can, and adjusting, trying to hack the way that I sleep is something that I also looked into to try and boost my energy levels, okay? Next is more productivity. So we touched on it briefly, but getting a better night's sleep is linked to better cognitive function. That means that you're going to be able to solve problems better, and it's linked to better focus and concentration, So being able to focus on a task single-mindedly, has been one of the major causes of success for many, many people. Many people that are tremendously successful have attributed their success to the ability to be able to focus single-mindedly on a task. And so getting a proper night's sleep is going to make sure that you can focus better, you can concentrate better, and you'll have better cognitive function, okay? Next is lack of sleep can literally be dangerous. So listen to this. If you're sleeping 6 to 7 hours a night, your chances of getting into a car accident are twice as likely as if you were sleeping 8 hours a day. And get this, if you're sleeping 5 hours a day or less, your chances of getting into a car accident quadruple. You are 400% more likely to get into a car accident if you're sleeping 5 hours a night than 8 hours a night, okay? That's how big of a difference it makes on our brain function, just on how we function. Sleep is just absolutely critical. And then next, last but not least, sleep improves memory, okay? So when we go to sleep, our mind processes all of the memories and things that have happened to us during that day. It processes and consolidates those into, different parts of your brain properly. It's almost like your brain gets defragged at that time, and then that way you'll have proper recollection of things. If you're getting proper sleep, your brain will know where to put those memories. When you are trying to recall those memories, you'll be able to recollect them better because they've been put in the proper place. Think about it like this. If I'm uploading a video to YouTube, or actually, that's not the best example. I'll give you another example. Say, for example, I'm downloading something. And in the middle of downloading something, like 80% of the download is done, I end the download, right? That's the same as me not getting a proper night's sleep, because my brain is trying to process and consolidate all of the memories, and my brain has a checklist of things, my body has a checklist of things that need to be done, and if I'm interrupting that checklist, then those things don't get done. The download doesn't take place, and that's obviously not going to be good for us, okay? All right, so you know what? Simple pitfalls to avoid, all right? So these are the reasons why you might not be getting a good night's sleep, all right? One is having too much on your mind, all right? So I'm no stranger to this. I've had many sleepless nights where I lay there. In fact, I'm the type of person that really has a supercharged mind. When an idea gets into my mind, sometimes I can't shake the idea for days, and I'll lay there for hours, trying to figure out how to go to sleep. So I had to come up with strategies and things like that, to counterbalance that. I knew that about myself, Sun Tzu says, know thyself. I knew that about myself, and so I made adjustments, okay? Next is drinking before bed, all right? So even if you're drinking a glass of water right before bed or a glass of milk, what that might do is make you wake up at 2 in the morning to go pee, right? If you're drinking alcohol before bed, I know a lot of people believe in the nightcap, right? So take it from somebody who's done a PhD on drinking alcohol, okay? It does not improve your sleep. In fact, what it does is it takes you into the type of sleep where you're not able to get into that deep sleep, where the body's not able to kind of do its thing and do all the processing and everything it does, okay? You're not able to get into, I think they call it REM sleep, or that sort of phase of sleeping. So alcohol does not improve your sleep. In fact, it impairs your sleep, right? There's been many, many studies that have proven this. And then caffeinated beverages, okay? So, your go-go juice, your coffee, right? Tea, even green tea, right? You don't want to be drinking that right before you go to bed, because that's going to make it so that even if you do go to bed, you're not able to get into that deep sleep that the body needs, okay? Exercising too close to your bedtime. Don't have a strenuous workout right before you go to bed, right? Something light, something moderate, maybe a walk after dinner, is not a bad idea at all. A little bit of yoga, some stretching, those kind of things can de-stress you. They can relax you, but lifting weights, or I don't know, doing push-ups or doing high intensity interval training or something right before bed is a quick way to ruin your sleep, right? Another thing that you want to watch out for is watching TV and staring at screens in your bed, okay? So the body is a habit machine, right? And what you want to do is you want to associate certain habits, to the right things. So for example, staring at screens and looking at tablets and phones, that screen acts as a stimulant on your mind, okay? It kind of, what's a better word than cracks you out? I can't even think of the word right now. Okay, it kind of puts you on edge a little bit, all right? It's kind of like when you drink that coffee, right? It sort of stimulates your brain, all right? Meanwhile, when you're on your bed, you should be sleeping. So if you're sitting on your bed and you're doing something that stimulates your brain, or makes you wired, that's the word I was thinking of, wired. If you're looking at something that makes your brain wired, okay, and you're on your bed, that's sending conflicting signals, right? What you want to do is never use your bed to work on your laptop, never use your bed to watch TV on, just use your bed for sleeping, okay, and sex. And then you'll notice that you'll have a better night's sleep, and maybe the other one too. And then people go to sleep at odd times, with no schedule, right? I know that if you work shifts or something like that, that's might be unavoidable, but you should really look into trying to set up a routine for yourself, okay? So now let's get into best practices. So what should you do, okay? What should you do to get a better night's sleep so that your immune system is stronger, so that it can, fight illnesses and make it so that you can prevent illnesses, and if you do get ill, recover quicker, okay? And get all of the other benefits that we talked about. What can you do, right? So first of all, what I would recommend is creating a regular routine, okay? Like I said, the body, is a habit machine, right? The more of a routine that we can create, the more of a ritual we can create, the more the body's going to go into autopilot, all right? It's like when a plane is landing, there's kind of like a series of things that take place, okay? And the more that those series of things are taking place, the more our body's going to go into kind of like an autopilot mode, and then it's going to start associating this process to I go to sleep. It's like I do this, 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 and this, and then I go to sleep. I do this, 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 and this, and then I go to sleep. And if you do that over and over again, it's going to train the body that, okay, at this time, after I do this, this, and this, I get a really good night's sleep. Okay. So sleep, at the same time, every night if you can. Wake up at the same time every day if you can. Okay. And make sure that you get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. All right. No less than 7 hours of sleep. Some people can function, some people swear by it that they can do it, but they are probably the exception, not the norm, because studies have shown that 7 to 8 hours sleep is optimal. Okay. The next thing that you want to do, like I said, have a routine and then have a ritual within that routine. Okay. So what are the things that you do? So if, for example, you're the type of person that has too many thoughts, and you've got too many thoughts flying around in your head and you can't go to sleep because you're thinking about so many things, then maybe what you need to do is do some journaling. Okay. Get those thoughts down on paper, right? Think of things that you can do right before going to bed that are going to relax you, right? Some people drink a glass of warm milk, that has some type of chemical in it that does actually make you go to sleep. But then, like I said, watch out for waking up in the middle of the night to pee. Listen to music that is relaxing. Pray, praying is very soothing on the body and on the system. And it helps to get these thoughts inside of our mind out, meditate, right? Journal, like I said, stretch, do a little bit of stretching, breathe, right? Breathing will relax you. You can take a warm bath, right? And so have a series of things that you do right before you go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, and have this little ritual. And just that in itself is going to do wonders for the quality of sleep that you're getting. Okay. The next thing that you want to do is turn off all screens 30 minutes before bed. Okay. So over here at my house, I have kids. They're always on their tablets and watching YouTube videos. So we have a time where it's like, okay, you know what? Screen time is over. Everybody turns their screens off. And for 30 minutes, our eyes, our brain, and everything gets a bit of a break. It allows it to wind down, so that it can get ready, get prepared for a good night's sleep. Okay. Another thing that you want to do is eat your dinner or your last meal 3 hours or more before bed. Okay. The reason why you don't want to eat and then go to sleep right away is because, and I know that after you have a big meal, you do want to go to sleep right away. And so that's why you want to be a little careful here, is because, eating more than 3 hours before bed can cause heartburn, and that's not going to be very good for you. It can cause all kinds of issues like ulcers and things like that. And then on top of that, have you ever woken up after sleeping for a long time and your body still feels tired? One of the largest taxes on the body, or one of the things that the body uses the most amount of energy on, is digestion. They say that the body uses the most amount of energy on sex, and then second is digestion. Okay. So if what you're doing is you're eating, and then you're going to sleep right away, it's not allowing that food to kind of get into your intestines. And then when you go to sleep, sure, your brain is getting rested, but you're waking up tired. Your body's tired because the body's been working all night. The body's been working all night trying to digest this food that you ate and just went to sleep on immediately. So take about 3 hours, let that food digest a little bit, let the force of gravity, bring that food down into your intestines, maybe take a bit of a walk, do something like that. Get yourself ready for bed, okay? Next is don't drink alcohol, okay? Don't drink alcohol. In general, you shouldn't, but don't drink alcohol for at least 4 hours, before bed, right? So believe me, take this from me, I don't judge anybody. I drank for many, many years, right? And I've done a PhD in drinking alcohol. But drinking alcohol 4 hours before bedtime is going to reduce the quality of your sleep. That's a fact. Caffeinated beverages, right? Don't drink coffee or tea or green tea or something like that for at least 6 hours before bed. So that afternoon cup of coffee that you have, right? Because, you have your lunch and you're feeling a little bit drowsy, and then that cup of coffee gives you that lift. Okay, it does give you that lift at that moment, but then that comes at a price later on in the day when you might not get the type of sleep that you need. Okay. And then de-stress before bed. Like I said, have a routine, have something that you do that gets the stress away. It could be praying, it could be stretching, it could be going for a walk, there's many different things. It could be breathing, it could be meditating. There's many different things that you could do. A bath. Do something to take the stress away so that right before you go to bed, you're just nice and relaxed. You're going to capitalize on that sleep and wake up feeling the next day like $1 million. Okay. And then exercise during the day. Okay. Exercise during the day, but don't exercise too close to bedtime. So if you're that type of person that, you're trying to go to sleep, but there's just too much energy up here, there's too many things going on, you're thinking too much, maybe that means that you're not getting the energy that you have out. Sometimes the body requires a certain amount of activity to take place so that it can relax, and just rest. So exercise during the day, but don't do it right before going to bed. And it doesn't have to be anything too crazy. You can go for a walk for 30 minutes, you can, do something light, right? You could go swimming, you could go for a jog, you could do yoga, something like that. But do something to sort of channel that energy out, and that way you'll be able to rest up at night properly. Okay. So to conclude, I just want to say without proper sleep, we can never function at our optimal capability. That is true for every single system of our body, and the immune system is no exclusion to that, right? Give yourself the gift of proper rest and relaxation, especially now that we're in the pandemic, COVID-19 is out there. Our immune system needs all hands on deck, okay? And this concludes our series. This is episode 7. I want to thank you guys that did tune in, right? If you're just starting to tune in now, you can find the previous episodes on my YouTube channel or my Twitter account or my Facebook page. Please go back and listen to those. I hope that you guys got something out of it. I truly enjoyed doing this because, I don't do this necessarily so that, I can teach other people. When I do this, I find that I'm teaching myself. And if I can benefit people somehow, then that's a huge step in the right direction. So please like, share, follow, comment, let me know what kind of videos you guys would want me to make in the future. If you're getting something out of this, help me to get the word out there so that, we can get a positive message out and perhaps get good information out to people that they can benefit from. And starting tomorrow, I'm going to be beginning a new series, and it's going to be a series called Unleash Your Human Potential, okay? And it's going to be a multi-episode series that I hope that you guys are going to be able to get a lot out of. Once again, I want to thank you so much for joining in. God bless all of you, and everybody out there stay safe, okay? This is your Maya signing out. Bye-bye.